boy, Motivational Monday, Real Talk Monday, Real Talk. We're just putting up over $1 million worth of new listings. We have one in Andersonville. We're actually going to go do a video shoot of it, but a solid start to Monday. We're going back. I've got a new agent that just came in onboarding, just passed his test, so we're going to go into steps to get him ready to go. But yeah, man, making things happen. So listen, I don't know what happened, but I lost my shades. So if anybody out there has some Ray-Bans, some extra Ray-Bans, holla at your boy.
I actually found a cool pair this weekend.
Really, mine?
I'm just kidding.
Jake's got jokes. So we're heading out right now. We're going to drop off some signs, take a video tour, and go back for another call session at the office, since it was just a kind of crazy busy morning this morning. Stay tuned. Structure is the absolutely most important thing in this business. We do team huddles every single morning. We go over what the objections are, and really what it does is it gets our mind right first thing in the morning. So as soon as we all get done, we're ready to make calls. In a slowing market, the difference between agents that are going to produce and agents that aren't going to produce is the agents that are actually actively searching and actively seeking out buyers and sellers. Those are the ones that are going to be able to sustain a slower market. As this market transitions, there's going to be agents that are going to go out of business because they're relying on business to come to them. That's the last thing that we do here at Our Home Real Estate. We preach and teach our agents to actually go and acquire business and be able to provide for themselves and actually be able to create business. We're still producing. We're still getting new business, new buyers, new sellers. We'll go over expireds, for sale by owners, our sphere of influence, and whatever inbound leads that we have, so that we can go and get the buyers that have come the night before, follow up with all the buyers that are looking at our listings, so we can expedite the sales. Anyone that's not involved in that really needs to be getting involved in that. Headed to a closing. It's a pretty cool story. Jake, the listing agent that's involved in this transaction, had reached out to the seller. They had tried to sell their house with a couple different agents, and I think they tried it for sale by owner. It wasn't working out, so he went and did a presentation. The seller loved it, decided to hire Jake. Well, we get into a multiple bid scenario, and just so happens one of the agents that brings us an offer is a good friend of mine. She actually sold me my first house, so it's a pretty cool scenario. But I know that she's a good agent. But I told everyone, or Jake told everyone, hey, listen, you're gonna have to bring the best and final offer to the table. And Kendra, the agent that helped me out, and ended up being the buyer's agent that actually got under contract. We're happy. We worked with great agents, and really, man, that's what it's all about. Finding people, helping them out, working with people that you want to work with. I'm pumped. It's the first deal that I've personally had with this agent after she sold me my first house, over 3 years ago. So it's just a cool experience to see that come in different aspects of life. So pumped about it, man. It's a win all the way around. It's a good way to rally up a Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is anymore, but we shall see. We're headed there right now.
Summer, a property came up on the MLS as expired, and I decided to reach out to him, of course. I actually ended up coming in contact with the seller's dad, who let me know that I need to contact his daughter immediately if I wanted to know anything about the house. So I reached out to her, let her know that I had spoke to her dad. She seemed really tired of the process. She was already on the market, couldn't get a contract on the house, and they really wanted to sell. Me and Chevy, our other agent, went out there and spoke to her and just told her, honestly, what went wrong the last time and what we could do better in order to help her get a contract. 30 days later, we actually went to a multiple bid situation on this property. Kendra, the buyer's agent, brought us a great couple we were able to negotiate a deal and get them to the closing table.
You know, when you're going through a transaction, it's the agents that can really pull something together. Kendra actually sold me my first house in 2015 before I was in real estate. So I knew immediately, like, hey, I can probably rely on her to bring in a solid buyer, right? So we weren't discriminating on different offers. We did have multiple offers on the table, but at the end of the day, her client was the most committed and seemed like they wanted the house. Our seller felt like that was going to be the best deal, and it turned out being a win-win all the way around. This is our first deal together since 2015. Finally, we try to get a few together. So now, where did your people come from? Like, how did that all come together?
The buyers and I went to high school together, and they actually were looking for a house a long time ago, and then all of a sudden, now that they've gotten married, they're ready to finally settle down, and they were serious about looking again. We looked at so many houses, and none of them really worked. We were actually looking at one that my husband and I were going to buy and flip for them, but it's just too much work. Then we go look at this house. They love the pool. They love the open kitchen, and it just kind of worked for them. They were a little upset with the multiple offers, but I think we got it all worked out. It was good to know Jay, and I kind of told him, was like, I know this guy, and I think that we can, you know, I can relay the message that you're a good, solid buyer. There's not going to be a problem with the pre-qualification because they had a really good job, so it was a good deal.
Regardless of friendships, you have to do what's right for her buyer and for our seller. That's what real estate's all about, and it's a relationship business, and I'm just so happy and blessed to be able to work with great people. Kendra, we appreciate you, the whole green team. They're great to work with, and it couldn't have turned out better.